All right, we got about another minute before we get started here. So it should be recording now, and it should be streaming to Facebook Live for those people who are not able to join via Zoom. So I'll check back there every once in a while, make sure there's no comments that are needing to be read aloud to the group on there as well. But we'll get started in just a minute, guys.
Ashley, I don't see any boxes around you.
No, they're all hidden in that corner over there. This is the only room that we've even really started packing up yet, so. Right, well, it is 12:05, so we'll go ahead and get started. I'm sure people will continue to join as this progresses, but welcome to our Senior Blessing Service, class of 2020 for Caroline and Sydney. We're excited that we were able to still do something for you guys. I know it's a little bit different than what we would have normally done, but no less special, and we wanted to make sure that we still honored and celebrated all of your accomplishments. So welcome to friends and family of Sydney and Caroline as well, and we will go ahead and get started today with a slideshow is the word that I was looking for, and a song that Caroline wanted played during that slideshow. It's a song that is new to me, but I really like it, so hopefully this will all work out okay. So I'm going to share my screen with y'all, and you guys should see the slideshow. If you don't, please give me a thumbs down, or just unmute yourselves and let me know if you don't see it. Thumbs up, great. Okay, so we will go ahead and begin. So thank you for Tina and Pam for putting that together for our seniors. Oh no, hold on. Sorry, apparently music continued playing. Thank you for putting that together for our seniors. I know that seeing the pictures of our seniors as they grow is very special to both, I'm sure, parents, but us as a congregation to get to see the pictures of the girls from previous years as well. We did want to, because this is a little bit different, we did want to include a little bit of participation from our seniors as well. So we've got 3 questions for y'all. I don't know who wants to go first, but the first question is, tell us about a favorite memory that you have either at CPCG or at church camp or something along those lines. Remember to unmute yourself. Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh.
So I think, Caroline, are you guys at the Sissons house? Did I see like all of you guys?
One of my favorite memories from CPCG is I remember Claire remembers this one, but it was our lock-in whenever we were painting the backdrops for CPYC, and we stayed up almost all night. I remember Emma had to run a marathon in the morning or something, and we were painting these canvas backdrops in the church, like in the fellowship hall. And this is a secret that I've never told anyone before, but Claire knows. But we painted them, and they turned out really good. And when we took them off the ground, we had painted the whole fellowship floor. The paint had all gone through, and so we had to clean up the fellowship floor, and then it took that's why we stayed up all night. It didn't take long to make the backdrops, but we had to clean it all up, and we were really worried that it wouldn't come off, and it was like a Saturday or something. So that's my favorite memory from CPCG. And we had a bonfire, so that was also fun that day.
Okay, so this didn't technically happen at CPCG, but I still consider it because it was at the cabin that Ashley and Jesse have. So we went, and it's in the middle of nowhere, so you can see like everything. It's very wildernessy, but we went, and it was late at night, and we like went through the jungle. Not actually, but Claire got stuck in the mud, but that's not what I want to talk about. It's so funny though. But we laid on the ground in this clearing, and there was like water, and it was a brook, and so you could hear the water, but we just like looked up and we stared at the stars, and I don't know, I just never seen the sky as clear as it was that night, and it was really nice, and it was really peaceful, and I really liked it. So that's my
Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing that. It was at the cabin, and we went and took a little night hike down by the creek that's there. So I'm glad that you liked that. And then painting the floor sounds pretty epic, Caroline. Thank you for sharing that. And then kind of switching gears, I'd like to know something that you're grateful to the church for.
I'm just grateful that they showed me how loving and caring people can be. Because I feel like it's really, really hard to find a group that loves people and accepts people as much as this church does. I feel like it's hard. And I feel like Christians in general get a bad rap for being seen as like really restricting, but that's the opposite of what I found at this church. And I really like it. And I think I've learned to be a better person because of this group and because of the people that I've met here. And I'm very thankful for that.
One of my favorite things that I'm grateful for from CPCG is just how inclusive y'all are of kids and teenagers. Like I've never known another church where there's like the kids are in the sanctuary during the whole service, and where everyone tries really hard to include the kids, where kids can read scripture and be included in the choir. Like I know I was in the choir at like what 11 years old. That's unheard of in other churches. So it felt really good to feel like a part of the actual like whole church. So yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. And then last question for y'all is what are you looking forward to most about post high school life, going off to college and those kind of things? What are you most excited for?
I would say that I'm most excited about all the new opportunities, getting to meet new people and start to form kind of like colleague relationships. I don't know if that makes sense, but like people that are really into the same things that I'm into, like music, and like meeting people that were like, because I've always been like the really into it choir kid that is very involved and is very much into choir. And so it'll be nice to meet the other kids from other schools that are the same as me in that way.
Yeah, so kind of similar to what Caroline said, I think I'm most excited about finding different people that have completely different experiences from me that like live in New Mexico or Chicago, and finding people who are really like as interested in my major as I am, and just good people who I can study things that I really want to study with them, and I don't have to study about like chemistry anymore, and I can just study what I really want to. So I'm excited for that.
Perfect. I share your feelings on chemistry as well. So awesome. Well, thank you guys for sharing a little bit with us. We do have words from the congregation for you all, and Mark and Peggy Jean and I are all going to take turns reading, so that way you don't get to hear just one person talk for so long. So the first writing words of hope and memories of you guys that we got was from Bill and Claudette, and it starts out, Sydney, the young girl who came into our Sunday school class many years ago, made us know that you would grow up to be a caring, sensitive, creative young woman. You exhibited all those traits back then, and they have just been further developed. We saw you at CPCG, at Theater Memphis, or wherever. We were always greeted with that beautiful smile and enthusiastic spirit. Because we knew you back then, it has been fun to sit back and watch what you have already done in life, and it makes us know that great adventures lie ahead. Congratulations on your graduation from Collierville. Your church family will always be interested in you, Sydney. We wish you a great experience as you become a rebel. Love, Bill and Claudette. So if Mark or Peggy Jean would like to pick up there.
Well, Caroline, Bill, and Claudette say this. We were fortunate to know you when you were young and attended CPCG, and then again as a young woman when your family returned to the area. We think of the places your life has already taken you and look forward to seeing the places you will go. You're a beautiful person, inside and out, with so many gifts to share. We appreciate how you are so authentic in your relationships. Congratulations on your graduation from Houston High. We wish for you the very best as you become a Tiger. We will be interested in your future adventures. Bill and Claudette Pickle.
And from Pat Roberts, Sydney, Pat says this: I taught Sydney in Sunday school, both elementary and junior high, and youth group for a few years. I always found her to be attentive into what we were talking about. She was always very open about her feelings and beliefs, and she was always very concerned about other people on the margins. She excelled in her schoolwork. That was very important to her as a young girl and now as a senior. It has been a pleasure to watch her grow and mature into the beautiful young lady she is now.
Caroline from Pat says, I've also taught Caroline as a junior high in Sunday school. She always had an insight into this discussion surrounding the lessons. 2 memories I have of her in Sunday school. One was a lesson on Mary, mother of Jesus, and the fact that she had no relations with her fiance, Joseph, yet she was pregnant. One of our kids was saying, how can this happen? You know, just the kind of questions Sunday school teachers like to leave up to the parents to answer. Caroline proceeded to give a very scientific explanation of how that happens. Another memory was she and one other, I can't remember exactly who, were going to teach our Sunday school class one Sunday. Happened to be Pentecost. When we all got to the room, it was totally destroyed. All the tables and chairs were turned upside down. Papers were all over the floor. When we opened the door, which they had refused to let us do beforehand, she said, a mighty wind has blown through this place. I have watched her grow into a poised young lady who is into her music and expanding her beautiful voice. I am so proud of you both, Sydney and Caroline.
Sam and Kathy Price send this message. Sydney, we Prices want to extend to you our congratulations upon your graduation. We've enjoyed watching you grow up and up and up. You have so much going for you with your inner beauty, your outer beauty, your poise, your many talents, and your ability to make whomever you're talking to feel important. Although something big is ending, something bigger is beginning. When we saw an ACT prep book on your bed the afternoon that either fall break or spring break was just starting your sophomore year, we think, we knew you were a young lady who focuses on her goals and does whatever's necessary to reach them. No problem with your priorities. We used to email Jamie. Texting was just over the horizon back then. We used to email Jamie pretty much daily, and we often closed with the advice, keep your focus and balance. Sometimes we still remind her of that today. With Billy, we just had to remind him that he didn't have to do it all. That still applies to today too. Girl, you have always made your parents proud and your church family proud. Keep it up. Keep your focus and balance and don't try to do it all. We're looking forward to hearing about your future journeys and accomplishments. Love, Sam and Kathy.
Caroline, Sam and Kathy say this. Sweet Caroline, we hope you are not tired of someone saying that about you. It seems to fit your personality so well. We have never witnessed you acting out or appearing unhappy about anything you have been doing at the church. You take after your mother. That's a big compliment. Always willing to jump in and do your part and more. You have so much going for you with your beauty, inner and outer, your wonderful attitude and your Christian spirit. And then there is your amazing voice and musical talent. Anyone who can do a Dolly Parton song and so well, wow. You have had to juggle so many responsibilities in high school that we feel you are already for college. Thank you for being a role model for Drake. We are looking forward to hearing about your college experiences and successes. Your church family is so very proud of you. Love, Sam and Kathy.
From Mike and Pam Williams. Pam and I are so proud of you both. We have watched you grow up, but you are older now and facing new opportunities and challenges. Keep the faith in all you do. We wish you God's blessings and the very best of all things in life. Mike and Pam Williams.
And George and Janie Estes say, Sydney and Caroline, don't forget to remember, your church loves you, prays for you, and is thrilled with your achievements. God bless you, George and Janie Estes.
From Terry, I think Thompson, right, Ashley? Terry Thompson. This is for you, Sydney. Sydney, my very favorite memory of you is from about 5 or 6 years ago. You were sometimes knitting during church services. One day you were helping me construct a mustard tree on the wall for VBS. I have always wanted to knit, and I asked you if you might be able to teach me. You said, I think so, because I'm pretty patient. That made me laugh, but it really showed the kind of person you are. I look up to you. You are an earnest helper. You help with your heart, and you've already made a huge difference in the world. Just by being yourself, you will continue to make valuable contributions. You're one of the sweetest people I have ever known and a bright spot in my life. I will be keeping you in my prayers and looking forward to seeing all the wonderful ways God will bless others by bringing you into their lives.
And also from Terry for Caroline. Like everyone who knows you, I am so proud of you. You are a shining example of God's most precious gifts. He gave you such a wonderful music talent. Many other people have received that gift, but it takes a very special person to develop and use their talent to bring others closer to God. You are that special person. God has wonderful plans for you, and I pray with confidence that you will continue to walk in His light to places you have never dreamed.
And this is from Margie Shannon. Sydney, although I haven't had the pleasure of working with you directly at church, I've appreciated your participation in youth activities, helping in the nursery, helping with Vacation Bible School, sharing your musical talents, working on fundraising activities, ushering, and other contributions you've made in service to our church. From afar, I can tell you are committed to whatever your task is, intelligent enough to complete the task, and skilled enough to do a great job. These attributes will serve you well as you go to college to pursue your dreams. As you go, please know your church family is thinking of you, praying for you, and wishing you all the best.
Caroline, this is from Margie. She says, Caroline, it has been my pleasure to watch you grow from a newborn to a beautiful young woman. You have traversed whatever the situation was at the time with grace and ease, adapting as necessary. I haven't had the opportunity to work with you directly at church, but I know you have been a vital part of the church's work, and we have been blessed because of it. As you go to college, we hope you will remember that your home church loves you and will be thinking of you and remembering you in prayer. Maybe you will drop in to worship with us occasionally when the pandemic restrictions are lifted. Best wishes to you and whatever your life pursuits are.
All right, and from Eleanor, she starts out saying, these two girls are among the smartest, most beautiful women inside and out, and our church has been blessed with their presence. That being said, the things I remember about each of them is a funny thing. For Caroline, when Caroline's mom was in seminary, I got to know Caroline from an early age. I was driving her somewhere when I would guess she was a young middle schooler. I drove in a Toyota Camry then and usually kept a car until the wheels were falling off. So we get in. Caroline sees the radio and then notices the audio cassette slot and pokes her finger in and out a few times and says, I'm not judging you, which of course meant that she was a little, but she was raised right.
Eleanor says to Sydney, I acted as Sydney's mentor for confirmation class, and it was a joy to do so. We met after church and went out to lunch to share a meal and discussion about our class. Sydney always shared freely and with a lot of insight. She writes so well, and I loved hearing what she thought about things. One Sunday, she was reading out loud from the Bible about the build up to Easter. As she read about Jesus coming before Pontius Pilates, the exercise. I had to do a double take and say it was Pilate. From then on, whenever I hear his name, I always think of Sydney and Pontius Pilates.
Eleanor says, we love you too and wish the best for you in the next part of your journey. Sydney, this is from Mel and Evelyn. Sydney, you are wished the best even though you're going to a rival school. You will be missed very much. Congratulations, and come back to visit us as soon as possible. Love, Mel and Evelyn.
Caroline, from Mel and Evelyn, they say, you're wished the very best, and go Tigers. We hope to see you more often. We will miss you at church. Love, Mel and Evelyn.
Judy Snyder writes, Sydney was a great and willing helper setting up for celebrations committee events. She didn't have to be asked. She just asked, what can I do to help? And Caroline, please accept this as the thank you note I never got around to writing. You have the voice of an angel. Thank you for sharing your beautiful gift with our church family. Both of you will really be missed in your church family. We'll be praying for your success, whatever path you choose.
Caroline, this is from Emma. It's funny, our friendship kind of started because I drove Caroline home from school every day before she had a license. And all of a sudden, we were really good friends, which was awesome because Caroline is one of the funniest people I've ever met. I can't think of so many memories where she made me laugh until I literally couldn't breathe. But I'm not going to share those now because there's too many to count. Caroline, I'm so excited to see you do amazing things in college. You are an amazing person with an amazing voice, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish at Memphis. Love you lots.
Right, and this is for Sydney from the Sisson clan, from Jean Ellen, Brian, Anna, and Jacob. It says, Sydney, we have known you and loved you since you were about 3 years old. Always smiling and having something interesting to share. You are one who has the biggest heart and brains that will take you far. Ole Miss doesn't even know how lucky they are to be getting such a dedicated and caring student. We know you'll be traveling the world with your education and making a difference wherever you go. You have been one of the sweetest teens we've ever known, and we can't wait to hear about your journeys when you come back to visit. We love you and wish you only the best. Congratulations again on your full ride to Ole Miss.
Also from the Sissons, Caroline, you have blown us away countless times with your amazing voice, truly a God-given gift, and we're thankful you've shared it with us over the years. Your talents span from comedic performances like your famous Sister song with Megan to your smooth Give Dolly Parton a Run for Her Money performance of Jolene. And all the performances in between have been nothing but pure blessings for all that heard them. It wasn't surprising when we heard how you were part of another church's band, although we missed you. We knew that was your gift to share. We are also so glad that you said yes to Scheidt School of Music at U of M, with a scholarship, of course. Your sweet smile and outstanding voice will carry over everywhere you want to go. We're beyond proud of you and can't wait to hear your stories when you come back to visit. Love you and congratulations from the Sissons.
This is from Angela Rogers to both of you. Caroline and Sydney, you've got so much ahead of you that you can't even imagine. As you put on your big girl shoes to step into the next stage of your life, I'd like to offer a few pieces of advice from an old woman who has been where you are. First, remember where you're from. You'll go so many places, but it never hurts to remember the people and places that made you who you are. Second, don't rush into being grown. The freedom you have now is fleeting. Take advantage of every second. Third, travel, take time off, do things that give you joy. You won't always be able to hop a flight or leave for the weekend to do it now. Fourth, well, maybe not now. Fourth, use the talents you have, but leave room to find the new stuff you never knew you had. And fifth, call your parents. They want to hear from you when you are okay and when you aren't okay. Best of luck, Angela Rogers.
All right, and this is from me, you guys. Myself, and I'm sure many of the other members of CPCG are so proud of you both. We hope that you keep your drive to make the world a better place. We hope that you never lose your kindness or your courage. And we know you're going to do great things, and we wish you well on this next part of your journey. So at this time, I'm going to open it up to the floor. I know Claire was having some connection issues. I don't know if those have resolved and if she wants to share.
If I'm cutting out, you can just give me a thumbs down and we'll let Ashley read it. How does that sound? Okay. Well, y'all, I can't believe that this day is here already. It seems like you shouldn't have grown up so fast. But I will have to say it's been a privilege for me to be able to journey with you for a little while through your ups and downs of junior high and high school. And I'm really, really proud of the capable, intelligent, and well-spoken young ladies that you have both become. I'm very confident that your futures are bright ones. And I want you to remember that my love and support and the love and support of your church family goes with you as you're stepping into the next stage of your life. I really look forward to seeing what great things are in store for you in life. Sydney, I'm always going to remember and cherish the times that we had together at CPYC. I think it was really cool to watch you develop confidence in yourself through the safe spaces offered at that conference. And I think attending CPYC really helped you to develop your voice. And I'm really proud of you. You're very smart and capable and kind. And I really admire the way that you care about your friends and the way you take care of your family. And I wish you all the best things in Mississippi. I know that you're going to thrive. You're going to do well. I'm proud of you. Hashtag Shark Me Forever. Caroline, I've known you since you were a little one. And you captured my heart immediately when you started calling me Cher in nursery because you couldn't say Claire. But I think my favorite memory that we've made was our trip to Disney World when we got to celebrate your birthday while we were in the Magic Kingdom. That was really special. I enjoyed watching you kind of come into your own and flourish in youth group after forming relationships with the older girls. It was really cool. And I'm proud of how you're able to speak your mind and be honest about your feelings with the rest of the group. And I think that your ability to do that, to share when things are stressful or hurtful, made it easier for the younger girls to share their own anxieties, their own stresses with the group. So I want to thank you for setting such a wonderful example for them, and thank you for being a supportive presence in youth group when others are having a tough time of things. I think you're really going to love U of M. I may be a little biased, but I also think they're really lucky to have someone of such talent in their music program. And I really look forward to seeing what you do with your education. I know you're also going to thrive. I have no doubt in my mind. Hashtag Go Tigers Go. Hashtag Don't Eat the Eggs. I'm confident that you're both able and equipped to handle the ups and downs that this new stage is going to bring you in life. And I want you to again remember that our love goes with you always in your ups and in your downs. We're very proud of you. Love you guys.
All right, and thank you for that, Claire. We're going to open up the floor to anyone else who may want to say something to our seniors that did not get the opportunity to send something in. So if you want to, we'll go ahead and give a couple moments of silence for you guys to unmute yourselves and start speaking.
Hi, it's Kathy. Whoops. Anyway, I just wanted to tell the girls, don't worry about anything. You'll be fine because you know who you are and whose you are. So just keep the faith. We love you.
Thank you. So can parents speak?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, I prepared something.
It's really long.
Okay.
Caroline, your life from the very beginning has been shaped by stories. God's stories, our family stories, your unique stories. When you were still young, not yet in school, you and Dad would go with me as I traveled to church, to region, to presbytery with my job in women's ministry. And we were one of those weird families that did not have a DVD player in our van. Instead, we listened to music and told stories. Dad and I would start the story off, once upon a time. And the other would add to it and then hand the story off to you. And you would add your own unique angle to our story. It would go round and round the van like that for miles. And together we would create the most outlandish tales. We spent a lot of time in cars and vans with my job. But that was not the only time that stories were created. I remember it was in the van on the way to taking you to school one morning. We were listening as usual to NPR. You were in elementary school. A story about stem cell research came on. That story captivated you, and we talked about ethics and research, God and life and theology, all before 7:45 in the morning. You traveled with me a few summers ago as I was pulpit supply at a church in New Bern, Tennessee. Another NPR story on Radio Lab captivated the two of us. Remember the one about the chimpanzee? Yes. We won't tell that story. Caroline, you absolutely know who you are through stories. I realized this when we were planning to move back to Memphis before you entered middle school. When you were in about 5th grade, you started asking to join Christ Church. And I kept putting you off, thinking you didn't really know what all that meant. When we made the decision to move back to Memphis after you finished elementary school, you really started asking to join the church. And I actually became a bit frustrated with you, thinking you absolutely did not know what that was about. When we had an actual moving date, you became insistent. I finally asked why. Why was it so important for you to join Christ Church now? We were just getting ready to move and find a new church, and you could join that church. Without hesitating, you said, well, I want to be a member of Christ Church because I don't want to move my letter. She is a PK, y'all, preacher's kid. But that answer let me know right away that you knew your story of a church that formed you in faith, a church that loved you and cared deeply about you. In fact, just this past weekend on Friday, I got a message from Jennifer Hodges wanting our address. She said that you and the church were so much a part of her two girls' life story. And that was over 7 years ago. Beautiful, meaningful stories will stand the test of time. Your story continued into Memphis, and while you may not have even yet moved your letter to CPCG, this church has become a part of your story, from Sunday night happenings to weekend retreats in Arkansas. And even though retreats and camps are not your thing, you have stories of those places and people that have formed you. You could not wait to get into the high school group. Once there, you saw your besties leave for college. But there were others coming behind that helped you tell your story of faith and life in this church and the world. Through service projects, hanging of the green service, youth Sunday worship services. I'm forever grateful to Megan Warren and Claire Little, Missy Brown, and Sally Busby, your first youth leaders and teachers. And I'm thankful for all those other leaders and teachers before and after them who have helped you tell your story. There have been so many CPCGers who bought barbecue, pansies, and cakes to help you get to Italy and Vienna and Prague and other places with the Houston Choir. These people have been some of your biggest fans and supporters. You have a lot of conversation partners at CPCG. So, sweet Caroline, your story continues. There'll be lots of people helping you tell your story. Lots of people who will bring interesting angles and surprising twists and meaningful chapters in your story. And I know you will pick the best storytellers to help you in telling your story. You've always been a great storyteller.
Sydney, this is Grandpa. We are very proud of what you've accomplished so far and look forward to seeing what you accomplish in the future. And we still have your handprint up on the wall from 2014 when you were here visiting us in Florida. We love you very much.
Grandma says, as a teacher for 33 years, I'm so proud and happy to see two such lovely young ladies graduating from high school. It does my heart good. And Sid, we're so proud of you. Good luck in everything you do.
Hey, Sydney and Caroline. I can't tell you how much Sally and I love being with you guys in Sunday school. Two stories stand out that kind of encapsulate what it was like having you both. One, Sydney, was a particular lesson on inclusion and diversity that we didn't know each other so well. You were a freshman or sophomore, both of you were. And so Sally and I were kind of tiptoeing and reading and discussing. And you got this look on your face and you paused and said, well, it seems to me that if we're Christians, we would just love everybody. And Sally and I were like, yeah, let's just close the lesson book. That's it. That's what you do. And Caroline, in a similar way, but in a different way, you would just kind of blow in Sunday school class and flop down, and all this energy would just be bursting off of you and around the room. And you would just sort of restate or actually pre-state what the lesson was going to be about. And we're like, okay, well, we have nothing to add. Sally and I loved you both so much, and you gave to us every bit more than we could possibly have given to you in that Sunday school class. Good luck in all you both do.
Michelle, I have to second what you just said about Caroline. I always felt like she should be teaching the junior high class and not me and Miss Pam.
All right.
I guess that's what happens when you're a preacher's kid, right?
I'm just going to open the floor up one more time, just a couple moments of silence to see if anyone else wants to jump in. And if not, then we will move on to the next part of our service.
Hi. Hi, Sydney. I just wanted to say that I am really glad that we got to actually bond over the last couple of years, because I know that we used to be like really good friends, but we kind of drifted apart, and then we went on that cruise a couple of years ago and we came together, and seeing you go off to college is insane because you're only a year older than me, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I miss you and I love you. So yeah.
All right, well, I'm not hearing anyone else chiming in. So if we want to move on to the next part of our service, Peggy Jean is going to give a blessing and a prayer to our seniors.
So I didn't get to say anything, so I want to use this time a little bit to say something just about you both. I know that everyone, I'm a little jealous of everybody else, that they have gotten more time, years even, to get to know you and to learn from you. I guess I'm jealous because I realize how lovely you both are. Caroline, I know people have said it already, but you have this ability to change a space, to change the feeling in a room when you walk into it. And some people do it in a way that is kind of flashy, but you don't. You just walk in and your presence is known, and your smile and your light are felt, and then you start singing. And I just think that you have the power to transform people by the gift that you have within you. And I know that you will continue to use those for bringing forth justice and goodness in the world. I have seen the way that you, and you don't even think about it as like serving or as doing good or doing justice, but the way that you see those who are unseen and disregarded by the world, and that you don't even think anything about it. It is just who you are. It's not a special effort that you're making, but it is part of who you are. And I so appreciate your attention, your tenderness, and your care and love that you share with others. Sydney, let's see. So Sydney is like one of the first youth that I really met from our church, and she was a boss sitting on the search committee. And I mean, I think I've told you this, but you were one of the reasons why I came to this church, because I thought, you know, this church is raising up and shaping people who are able to speak their minds, who care for loving all people and truly welcoming all, and who have this, who aren't afraid to be critical and to question. And I just sense this hunger in you for understanding and for knowing and for truth and for knowledge and for justice and equity. And I also love how it doesn't extend to just the walls of the sanctuary or of Collierville or of Memphis, or that it is really this like global interest in your neighbor and bringing forth justice. And I just appreciate that and your desire for righteousness, or not in a legalistic way, but in a way that you want to see the world made right, and your patience to sit in the complexity of that. So you both, is what I'm saying, is you both are just amazing and awesome and inspiring, even in the short time that I have known you. May you both know that through these gifts you bring good news to all you encounter. Know that you are blessed and that you have already been a blessing to me and to Matt, our church, and to the world. And I know in some ways I think I'm supposed to bless you, the prayer shawls that you have, the blankets that have been dropped off. I don't have them with me. But, so yes, I know you already have them. So know that they are blessed, and there is nothing that I can say to make them more blessed of it. That God has already blessed them, that the hands that have prepared them have blessed them, that there has been so much love that has gone into every thought that has gone into those blankets. And please just wrap those around you whenever you feel lonely, whenever you aren't feeling the love that you know through Christ and through the church, whenever you miss your family, and know that we are thinking of you and praying for you. So blessings on you for that. And if it's okay, I'd like to just say a blessing for each one of you. So let us pray. And if you can, in a virtual way, can you just hold out your hands? We can't really lay our hands on Sydney and Caroline, but just hold out your hand, knowing that this prayer is also the prayers of all of you and all who love and know you both. Eternal God, in your will our lives are lived, and by your wisdom truth is found. We pray for Caroline and Sydney upon their graduation and celebrate all they have already accomplished. Be with them in this time of transition. Be with them as they move from this season of life into a new one. Take away anxiety or confusion of purpose and give them confidence in the future you plan, where energies may be gathered up and given to neighbors in love. Caroline and Sydney, may you go forth into the world in joy and in peace, confident in the love that surrounds you and the goodness within you. May you grow each day in compassion for the poor, the hungry, and the homeless, and have concern for the stranger and love of all people. May you grow with strength and courage, with vision and kindness. And may you always be certain of our love. Amen. We love y'all.
All right, and we got one last little word over in the chat here from Namisha. She wants to say congratulations to Caroline and Sydney. Y'all are both amazing women. So proud of you both. I know y'all are definitely going places. So with that, thank you for joining us. Thank you for celebrating both Sydney and Caroline today as they graduate from high school and go out to their respective colleges. Bye, y'all.
Thank you very much.
Amen.
Thank you.
Great service, Ashley.